Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm going to show you how to make balsamic vinaigrette. Vinaigrette is one of the most classic French anythings you could ever imagine. As you would expect, it has very simple ingredients. It comes together pretty easy, and I think this is a really great way to add a homemade touch to something like a salad, something you don't really think about, but I know a lot of people, especially with the holidays, are going to be hosting, so you have a salad, do a homemade dressing like this, it's a home run. The ingredients, again, very simple. We've got shallot, garlic, honey, Dijon mustard, balsamic vinegar, and then olive oil. Traditionally, with this, you start with the shallot and garlic. All you do for the garlic itself, you give it a good whack with a knife, and then the outer peel should come off pretty easily. You'll have your garlic clove. Chop that up real roughly, because this is all going to go into the blender, so you don't have to worry about pureeing it or getting it really small. And you've got 1 clove of chopped garlic. With the shallot, take off the end, cut that, peel it, and then again, you're just going to give it a really rough chop. A shallot like this, and it's kind of a specific thing, especially for a dressing, but this is sort of red onion meets white onion. It's got a little bit of that piquancy that you would see from a red onion, but it's a little bit more mellow, and it adds just a really beautiful sharpness to your vinaigrette. So we're going to start assembling it, because it's going to be crazy how easy it is. Throw your shallots in the blender just like that. Throw your garlic just like that. So that's 1 shallot and 1 clove of garlic. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of honey. Trick with tablespoons and honey, this doesn't ever want to come out of anything. So with this, take a little bit of cooking spray, spray your tablespoon, and then when you put your honey in here, it will come out easily, and you'll have the right amount. Sometimes you'll put honey in a tablespoon and only, half or a third of it will come out. Well, that's not what the recipe calls for. So you throw that in there, just like that, in the blender. Same thing with the Dijon mustard. We're going to go with a tablespoon of this. If it cooperates. There it is. So that's a tablespoon of Dijon mustard in the blender. Next up, 4 ounces, fluid ounces of balsamic vinegar. Whatever you have at the store is fine. You don't have to buy a $50 bottle of balsamic vinegar. And this goes in the blender just like this. We're going to go on a low speed just to kind of get it started. And then we'll go into a higher speed to blend everything up and make sure that it's nice and small. So traditionally with a vinaigrette, you have a ratio of 3 to 1. That's 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. This particular recipe calls for a 1-to-1 ratio. I know it's probably blasphemy and somebody's going to be very upset that I said that, but it's just the best way to go. This recipe is a little bit fluid, so we're going to start with measuring out 4 ounces of olive oil to get that 1-to-1 ratio. If it ends up being that we need a little bit more olive oil, we can put a little bit more olive oil in there. So that's my 4 ounces of olive oil. I'm going to try and talk while the blender's running. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me, because the Dijon mustard in here, in addition to being a flavoring agent, is our emulsifier. Sometimes you'll see balsamic and oil in a restaurant, and you'll see they separate. They don't want to be together. The Dijon mustard in here, similar to like what an egg yolk would do, will kind of hold everything together, and it keeps the whole party emulsified. So we're going to slowly drizzle in the olive oil so that it will emulsify. If you add all the olive oil at once, it'll overwhelm it and it'll break. You want this to be a nice smooth emulsion. So we're going to slowly drizzle in our olive oil with the blender running on about a medium speed. We just made balsamic vinaigrette. Easy. The only other thing that you're going to want to do is add a little bit of salt and pepper. So I'm going to do that right now. Little pinch of salt, maybe ½ teaspoon, something like that for this much. And then 2 or 3 turns of the old pepper mill. Give it another quick hit. That's it. You can see that it's blended, it's emulsified, It's nice and smooth. So as it comes out, just like that, that's it. You've got about probably 10 ounces of balsamic vinaigrette. Thanks for watching.